Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Black Ops 3 playing the beta, and what we're going to be doing here with this video is covering all the things that we learned today with this week's Black Ops 3 Fridays. If you guys aren't aware of what Black Ops 3 Fridays is, it's a weekly series where Treyarch themselves, over on their YouTube channel, youtube.com/Treyarch, they sit down, they actually have people from the studio come and sit down and do a live stream where they answer our questions, and they reveal to us new aspects of the game, and things of that nature. So it's a fun little series they do every single week. They usually do it at noon Pacific time or 3 p.m. Eastern. So because of that, most people are going to be in school, they're going to be at work or what have you, because it's always going to be on a Friday. So chances are a lot of you guys are going to miss it, and therefore I do these videos where you guys can actually go ahead and hear all the things that we learned today. As well as in the video description, there will be a link to the live stream itself, because once the VOD goes up and after the live stream processes, it kind of turns itself into a full-on video if you guys want to check that out. To give you guys the long and the short of this week's Black Ops 3 Fridays, the first thing they talked about was the fact that there is going to be some rewards for players that have actually played Call of Duty over the years. So we're going to be able to get new calling cards, new reticles, as well as a new camo, depending on how much Call of Duty you've actually played over the course of the past couple of years. So this is the image they revealed to us. So essentially, if you made it to level 10, right, just non-prestige level 10, in either Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Ghost, or Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, you will unlock a special calling card. If you made it to level 31 in either Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Ghost, or Advanced Warfare, you will unlock a special reticle. If you have prestige in either Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Ghost, or Advanced Warfare, you will unlock this special camo, which is going to be made all from Black Ops 2 prestige icons. So those are just going to be little rewards. They wanted to reward fans who have been playing the Call of Duty series for a number of years now. This actually reminds me a bit of in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, if you guys remember the player cards in Modern Warfare 3, it would actually show you what prestige you were in the previous Call of Duty games. I thought that was a really cool thing. Why didn't they incorporate that in further Call of Duty games? I think that would be cool, because if you're someone like me that's been playing on the same account for ages, you know, I think it'd be cool if you could see what prestige I am on every single Call of Duty game just by simply looking at my player card. That would be an interesting aspect. I hope they add something like that in the future. But the camo and the reticle and the calling card are all going to be available as long as you actually have your account verified on the Call of Duty website. So all you need to do is just click the link down there in the video description. You can go there and you just kind of make sure that your account is actually linked properly with Xbox or PlayStation or what have you, or even Steam on the PC, right? So just go ahead and do that, and if you prestige any of those previous games, then yeah, you will actually get that camo, you'll get the special reticles, and you'll get the calling card, which is pretty nice. But one thing to note, if you're somebody that played on the Wii U, right, if you played like Black Ops 2, or if you played Call of Duty Ghost on the Wii U, and then you're making the transition over to like the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4 or the PC to try to play Black Ops 3, no, that's not going to count. For whatever reason, they're basically just ignoring the fact that the Wii U ever existed, so that really stinks for some of you guys out there. They, of course, unveiled a new game mode today. That game mode is going to be Free Run, which I made a video showing you guys like the full gameplay of Free Run, but to kind of give you the long and the short of it, it's going to be a game mode available in the multiplayer. Although that's kind of odd because it's going to be a single-player mode. It's a game in the multiplayer that you play solo, all right? It's going to be a solo experience, and it's going to be a time trial course. So picture it similar to Mirror's Edge, picture it similar to, like, Mario, picture it similar to really any, like, jump puzzle platformy game out there. It's going to be like that, right? It's going to be like that. You're going to be taking the new movement system that we have in Black Ops 3, and it's really going to be testing your abilities with this new movement system. And you'll be seeing gameplay here where it's like, wow, so apparently if you do, like, a little zigzag while you're jumping, you'll get a little bit of extra oomph to your jumps and whatnot. You'll actually be able to go a little bit further, and it's really going to test your ability to master the new movement system in Black Ops 3. It's going to be a game that you can play. You're going to start at the very beginning, you're going to go to the end. There are going to be objectives throughout it where you're going to be able to like pick up a gun, you're going to have to like shoot a specific marker while you're doing your wall running and whatnot, and every bullet that you miss actually adds time on to your overall time. Then once you get to the very end, you get time and you get put on the leaderboard, so you can compare yourself to your friends and your colleagues and people else, all the other people throughout the world. You know, it's going to be a global leaderboard, and there's going to be multiple courses. The courses are going to scale pretty well. They're going to get progressively more difficult, and it looks like a really fun game mode. They said that there is going to be 11 game modes. One of the questions they were asked this week was how many game modes are actually going to be in the multiplayer, and they said by default there's going to be 11 game modes in Black Ops 3, and then this is going to be like an extra one thrown on top of that. So they didn't remove anything. You know, if you're a fan of maybe a less popular game mode, like for example Capture the Flag, let's say for all intents and purposes Capture the Flag is going to be in Black Ops 3. if you're a fan of that game mode, they're not going to remove it to make room for free run. They're just going to have both. You know, they're going to have 11 standard game modes, and they're going to have this thrown on top of it. So it's really a win-win for the fans. We're now going to have multiplayer, we're going to have zombies, we're going to have campaign, and now free runs is kind of like an extra thing thrown on top of it, and it looks to be pretty awesome. It looks really fun if you ask me. Like, you're all the way up there in the sky. I love the specific art style that they have with it, and like the aesthetic as you're running around and whatnot. It looks like it could be very fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to giving this thing a whirl when the game actually makes its full release. They were asked of skill-based matchmaking, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are interested in how the skill-based matchmaking in Black Ops 3 is going to work. While they didn't give us like a full-on detailed answer about skill-based matchmaking, they said that skill is not a big component of their matchmaking. When they say matchmaking, they say that's primarily about matchmaking quality, right? They want the best connection possible. So matchmaking is going to be primarily about connection. There is a bit of skill-based matchmaking in that when everyone is actually in the lobby, they're going to try to divide the teams up equally to make sure it's like an even amount of skill, quote unquote, on either side. And that's something we've kind of always seen in Call of Duty. You know, you get into a lobby, you have like if you're playing ground war, you have your 18 people in the lobby, then it randomly, you know, splits the 18 people up into 2 teams. That's when the actual skill-based matchmaking, quote unquote, is going to come into effect right there. They're going to try and make it so teams are kind of balanced. Now, they didn't go into detail as to how they balance the teams like that. Are they going to say this person has a high KD, therefore we're going to put him with the lower KD players on his team, or he has a high win-loss, high score per minute? They didn't really go too much into detail about that, but from what we've learned about Black Ops 3 so far, the matchmaking system is going to be pretty similar to Black Ops 2 in terms of quote-unquote skill-based matchmaking. So it's not going to be nearly as bad as Advanced Warfare, but it's still going to be there, because if you remember back to Black Ops 2, which is sometimes hard to do with our rose-tinted goggles, but if you look back to Black Ops 2, skill-based matchmaking was certainly a thing in that game. People were reverse boosting in that game, and yeah, so it's going to be pretty similar, it appears, but overall, I thought Black Ops 2's matchmaking was fine, and I really had no problems with it whatsoever. Overall, skill-based matchmaking has never been a big deterrence for me, and I'm not exactly sure why it's such a big deterrence for a lot of people, but of course, I could probably make an entire video talking just about skill-based matchmaking. Not that I already haven't. I think I've done 2 videos already, but there's so much more to say about it, and maybe we'll do another video about that here in the coming weeks. Briefly, they mentioned the campaign. They were actually asked of the campaign in the Q&A with fans, and the fans want to know if the campaign is going to have multiple endings, if there's going to be choices that we make throughout the campaign that are going to impact the ending, and it appears that's not going to be the case. It apparently is not going to be like Black Ops 2, because if you guys remember back to the Black Ops 2 campaign, there was a number of choices that you had to make throughout the campaign, like which one of these people lives, you know, how do you do this, you know, this, that, and the other, and that would, of course, change the outcome of the game itself. I believe there was 4 total endings for Black Ops 2. I could be wrong on the number, but of course, there were multiple endings for Black Ops 2, depending on the choices that you made throughout the entirety of the game. It appears that Black Ops 3 is not going to be like that, but it did stress that there is going to be a multi-threaded narrative, and that it is going to be a very deep story with lots of secret, hidden information out there. So if they compare it to zombies, if you're a fan of zombies and like how there's actually an entire story there in zombies that maybe isn't there on the surface level, they're going to have something similar to that in the campaign. So it's going to be a lot to it. Apparently, it's going to be one of the most in-depth campaigns. And judging, this is like a personal thing that they didn't really mention, but from the outside looking in, from my perspective, all the stuff that they are promoting about the campaign, right? They put out so many pieces of promotion for the campaign. They're really pushing the story mode, the single player, the campaign for this game, unlike any other Call of Duty that they've pushed before, right? The campaign's always been part of Call of Duty. It's been in every single one of them, but they never promoted it nearly as much as they've been promoting it here with Black Ops 3. So I have a feeling this campaign is going to be special. I have a feeling it's going to be very fun. I'm definitely looking forward to it. One final thing I want to throw in here at the end of the video, just to kind of wrap things up, is actually something that they showed us at the very beginning of the live stream. So Scott Lowe, who is the communications manager over at Activision, he was the guy kind of conducting the interview with the staff over there at Treyarch, and he kind of recapped a little bit what they taught us in the last episode of Black Ops 3 Fridays. In the last episode, they of course showed us that there is going to be a new map. They unveiled to us the 9th specialist, which of course is going to be Firebreak. And while recapping that, Scott Lowe says the 9th and final specialist launching with the game. So it kind of is hinting that, yeah, there's probably going to be either specialist characters that are going to come in the game in the form of DLC, or perhaps there are going to be specialists that are just going to be added in the game as free DLC. I have to wonder as to what he maybe meant by that. As somebody that has well over several thousand videos here on YouTube, occasionally you say some things that just don't necessarily come out right. So when he said ninth and final specialist and he's kind of threw in launching with the game there at the end, that could have just been a simple slip of the tongue. You never know. But it could also be kind of a little bit of a hint that there's going to be more specialists actually coming to the game. Or maybe they don't like the idea of a final specialist. Maybe they want to have that open, like that free reign, that if they choose to add in a DLC specialist, that they could do that. Or if they want to add in free DLC specialists, they could go ahead and do that. But maybe right now there are no real plans to do that, but they want to keep the window open. Who knows? But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys all found it helpful and informative. I am going to close off this video with Scott Lowe himself actually mentioning the ninth and final specialist launching with the game, and you guys can do with that what you will. Once again, guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a rating, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Black Ops Fridays. I'm Scott Lowe with Activision. On behalf of everyone, welcome guys. Sorry. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Okay, so now remember, this is our weekly live stream series where every Friday at noon Pacific we're bringing you new, never-before-seen content from Black Ops 3, including some questions and answers from the development team at Treyarch, and showing you stuff you've never seen before, so really, really exciting. Last week we talked about multiplayer, including the reveal of an all-new multiplayer map, Redwood, as well as the ninth and final specialist launching with the game, Firebreak. Now,